puncher's chance. Watch me lay these hands like a preacher gained a bunch of fans. Ain't about who the favorite, who the best, they a bunch of stands. Know I'm highly favored cause these fists got me out many jams. They say fight the power, but I got power to fight now. Know we gon' be barking at the way and tell them pipe down. Jab, right hook, uppercut, you see the light now. Now the crowd begging for the KO like right now. Never took an L with my chin up, fold them like a sit-up. This trainer going pops, Craig, get up. Never took an L with my chin up, fold them like a sit-up. This trainer going pops, Craig, get up.
We are here, man. Hey, that track never get old, do it? Hey, it's right. Hey, we gotta give a shout out again to Chris Leonard. If y'all haven't checked him out, check him out, man. He on Spotify, he on all platforms. He got a new album called CL Season 3, and it's the same type of vibe. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Yeah, that always set us off right. What's good with you, G?
I need to play that in the car on the way to work.
Yeah.
No, I'm all good, man. It's great. The boxing enthusiast. I'm back. We back. Another banger. You see my boy got the gloves on. He ready for that action.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, it's been we almost we here at a half year already. So we've seen a half year of boxing.
Yeah.
So before we start, I want to have a moment of silence for all the fighters that got sent to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, the Shadow Realm is when you're asleep. Here we go.
All right, that's enough. They better get back in the ring. So what's good, people? This is your host, CJ and G. Of course, we are on the Resilient Radio Stream YouTube page. You will only get the Boxing Head podcast episodes there. So click on there, subscribe, like, comment, do anything you need to do and tune in. I mean, even if you don't like boxing, you can just tune in. Like, we always cook up something. So without further ado, let's get to it. So we had a lot of boxing this year so far. And this first thing we're gonna touch upon, we're gonna touch up on our first, let's do our favorite 2 fights that we've seen this year so far. So G, I'm gonna start off with you. What was your favorite 2 fights that you've seen so far this year?
My favorite so far has been the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
When Devin Haney was sent to the Shadow Realm to meet his great ancestors. That was pretty much one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Other than that, really nothing too unexpected. Like, I think for me, I like unexpected things to happen for me to say, oh, that was like a thing. I mean, the Tank and Frank, that was just very entertaining, but it wasn't like one of my, other than that, just watching the youngsters come up, watching Abdullah, just watching those guys. So, but that shocker was the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. I was thrown for a loop. I would blame that on Ryan's promotional skills as well, but yeah, that was pretty much my favorite one. Yeah. So what about you?
Mine's, I would say I agree with that. Devin and Ryan was mine's because it was crazy. Like he was acting crazy throughout the whole press conference. He had everybody full, and then it was crazy. Like, it was just something in the air, just like with the Errol Terrence Crawford fight.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan did something I haven't saw nothing like that since I've been watching boxing, because boxing has just been so heavily on being this professional fighter. You got to do this and do that. And so now we see a guy talking about he was drunk all the way up into the fight, even up to having sex before the night of the fight. And he's just like, I don't care. I just want to hear him. Yeah. Just that entertainment. We haven't seen that in a while. And I think that's why he's still that draw. And he's just shocking the world right now. And I'm one of the ones that is definitely being shocked.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that fight kind of put boxing in the spotlight because of just everything Ryan was doing. Like, you had people just wanting to watch him lose. Like, yeah, this guy's crazy. We about to watch him get knocked out, but then it backfired. I knew it was something up when he was in backstage, right? And he had those people playing the instruments and the violin. I was like, yeah,
it's danger.
But you know what?
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I look at Ryan Garcia as kind of like the Kanye West of boxing. You know, he's got the Christians with him.
Yeah,
he's got a large Hispanic following. You know, all the cultures just love this guy, and you know, at the end of the day, he's insane, he's crazy, but just like Kanye West, the product is amazing, and you can't deny it.
Exactly.
You go in there and knock out undefeated champion, and you're talking about, you know, all types of stuff. So yeah, entertainment.
Yep. And you know, you know what fight? It's another fight that I really enjoyed, man. And I'm trying to see. This one is like, it was a good throwback one. I'm trying to remember if it happened in like December or January, but that Tim Zoo in that Fundora fight was a good old school like scrap. Like for people who just watching boxing, like if you grossed out by like blood and stuff, it's probably not the fight that you want to watch. But like for those boxing fans, especially if you old school and you used to that brawling, man, this was it right here. This really showed their grit, because you know, you wanted to see if they could still keep going, or what they kept going. Like,
and the thing is,
but you know,
we saw Tim Zoo get dirty and bloody like that.
Yeah.
And we've also saw we've also saw the Towering Inferno.
Yeah.
Beat up oh man, what's his name? Lubin.
Yeah.
You know, so those three guys right there, those guys are not cut from this new boxing cloth.
Yeah.
They don't care about a loss. They're gritty. They're dirty. They're going to get in there and get bloody. They're going to do whatever it takes to get that victory. And the thing is, now we're getting ready to start adding to the mix of that Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. People are running to that 54 division, and they're not. So that's the new division we're paying attention to. But yeah, I second that.
And they hit different at 154. So I'm curious to see the move up. I mean, although Spence, he did fight like in the 150s in his beginning, but it's different. It's different competition now. So I really want to see what they do.
Yeah, we still have to add Charlos to the mix. You know, he's going to be back eventually. So that man's not retired, and I believe he's going to get in there, and it's going to be there's going to be a lot of punches. It's going to be a lot of fights to be watched.
Yeah, especially with those fighters that got something to prove too, like Crawford and Charlo. One of them fighters, like he's never satisfied. He feel like he always got something to prove, and like by him being out, you know, all the belts is scattered now. He gonna want to get his get back. Like, hey, you know, I'm the king at 154. I don't know what y'all think this is, but I'm back and I'm coming to get my straps back.
Yeah, get out my way.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my two fights. Now this one gonna be this gonna be a good one. Your favorite two fighters so far this year?
Undoubtedly Tank Davis. The guy remains professional again, just like we said on our last episode.
Yeah. At
this point, it's nothing that he can do wrong. I mean, he's staying in shape. I mean, he's going to make the weight. I think he came in at 133 his last fight versus Frank Martin.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That made my eyebrows do this, because if you're just casually making 135 at 133, you can make one. He was in shape literally 3-4 months before.
Exactly.
We watched him. Shout out to Boxing Ego. We weight watched. I watched him and he was in shape. So you know, I feel like he can make 130, and 135 is much comfortable for him. I know, but that's why he's on one of my favorite fighters right now.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, I would just have to say, I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench. Let's see. Let's go Tim Zoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's go Tim Zoo. Hungry.
Yep.
You know, took a L like a man.
Yep.
And still wants the best. So I'm just loving that grit. I'm loving that old school boxing thing like we just talked about a couple minutes ago. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with those two. Tank and hold on, let me add one more. David Benavidez. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Yeah. So David Benavidez, I mean, the guy's really the Mexican monster.
Yeah.
There's nobody you could put in front of him that he's scared of. You just seen him go up in weight. He handled his business. He didn't get the knockout like he was looking for.
Yep.
But if you look at the guy's size and what he was up against, David never went the other way. He never backed down. He fought that man like a true champion. So yeah, I got 3.
Yep. And you know what? I'm glad you said David Benavidez, like, because that was one of mine too. David Benavidez he showed, I guess you think about this, he gave every fighter the blueprint. So we know that he wants to fight Canelo, right? So we know Canelo, Canelo, I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like, Canelo has done his fighting, he can do what he needs to do. But then I feel like at the same time, if you're going to hold on to the belt, then, fight David Benavidez. But although David Benavidez couldn't get that fight, he stayed active. He stayed busy to where people was watching his fights. He fought twice, this year?
Yes.
He fought in November, then he fought again this year. But that's the blueprint. Like, if you can't get the fight that you want, you keep fighting and you look spectacular to the point the fans gonna be like, all right, we want to see that fight now.
Yeah. And I've been in the boxing blogs and I done got cussed out a couple of times because I'm like, Canelo. Saul Canelo Alvarez. Fight David.
Yes.
Stop beating around the bush. Stop it.
Yeah.
Fight the man. Fight the man. He's not looking for payday. Fight.
Like if you're gonna keep all the belts like that, like just fight them.
Fight them.
It could be perfect. It could be the Mexican fight of the year. You passing the torch over, like you can turn it into something good.
He offered him a tremendous amount of money.
Oh yeah. So
we're not even talking about that. We don't want to open up the bottom cabinet and talk about money anyway. But at the same time, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Fight the man. We want to see it. Everybody wants to see it. That's probably the biggest fight that could be made right now. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, it's done.
Yep.
We got our answers. Now we're back at you, Canelo Alvarez. Fight David Benavidez. We don't want any more cab drivers out of New York City who are retired. Stop the cab.
Yeah. And you know what, too? I'm glad I mentioned. So, you know how we was mentioning about David Benavidez keeping busy. So I'm so glad, man, because we was just talking about like fighters losing their and I think that Tank and Frank Martin fight was my second one. Man, like even though Frank lost, it shows that I guarantee you Frank has gained more fans than anything because he went out there and he fought Tank. He wasn't afraid.
No.
But Tank is Tank, It's gonna be a matter of time before you go to the shadow realm. But I mean, before you go, at least try to fight. Try to fight, And he fought a good fight. He lost, got sent to the shadow realm, but he gained a lot of fans because of how he just handled it after he lost too. He said, hey, the best man won. I tried my best. I fought. And then he moved on. He said, I get bigger and better. And that's what fans want to hear and want to see.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't like Rolly.
Yep.
He likes to wish us a happy Easter. Got up. He caught me with a shot I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Fine. He was the better man tonight. Kept it moving.
Yeah, man. Crew. Hey, you know what? That was a fight though.
Yeah. Can we put Rolly right here?
Happy Easter, everybody! You guys, Jesus was resurrected.
Happy Easter, everybody! It was Saturday. It wasn't even Easter Sunday yet. He's like Jesus resurrected. I'll be back. I said, no, man, you can't compare yourself to Jesus after that knockout. No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but
that was pretty good though. I mean,
you know who else too? I'm gonna bring him up because I know we threw him in there a little bit, but he showed me something. Floyd Mayweather's new prodigy, Carmel Molten, he showed me something his fight. He got hit clean, like clean, flush, and nice on the chin, and he took it like a champ.
Plenty of times.
Yep.
I remember seeing that, and as I was watching it, I was watching so careful because I want to say I was a bit nervous.
Yeah.
But when I seen him get caught and he countered, he got caught flush, countered.
Yep.
Every time he got caught flush, he countered. Now, even though he walked through that stuff, he's young. His body is very young.
Yep.
But even right now, the stage and the magnitude that Mayweather is exposing him to, he needs to sharpen some more defensive skills.
Yeah.
He's got guns, he's got missiles, he's got bombs, he's got hooks, he's got uppercuts, he's got good movement, he's light on his feet.
Yeah.
I like it all. But that defense, I feel like he's a little bit heavily weighing on his offense to kind of shadow what he's absolutely what he could be lacking. Now, I'm not saying he's not a defensive fighter. All I'm saying is, my eyes, I saw that he was taking flush shots.
Yep.
At that level, it's not going to stun you. But if you walk across somebody with some power, and that's hard to hit, he's going to be in trouble. I'm saying that first. You heard it in your own boxing heads.
Yep, you heard it first.
He's good, but he needs work.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't rush him like that, because Floyd was talking about putting him in front of a world champion after the first fight. And he got rid of that guy. And the second one in the last fight, I was like, be careful.
Yeah.
Seen that, but good job.
Yeah, because you absolutely right. Like, that's what you want to see from a young fighter prospect. Like, all right, does he have a chin? But he need to. You're right. He need to work on that defense, because like one thing about boxing, it's about discipline too. And one thing that I caught with him, he got too excited because they was going off the blow, and he got excited. And you can't get excited in there with the wrong person.
He got lured in, and I think that'll only get better with experience. Just like Tank, he's very patient, even though Frank Martin, he was hitting him with some nice stuff too.
Yeah. And
Tank never wavered. He said, okay, let's let him get tired. Let's let that power calm down. I heard Calvin Ford talking about that. So that's the same type of experience Carmel is going to have to go through, where he has to weather out those hard rounds and stay patient. Even if you get a guy hurt, that doesn't mean run in on him and go blow for blow. Don't get caught, because that's getting caught up in another fighter's fight. You want to fight your own fight. So, Carmel, if you're listening, just, hear us out. We want to see you at the top of the world.
Yeah. Cool. Like, he doing a great job so far. He getting some fights in. That's important as a prospect. You want to get your fights in. Just like Abdullah Mason, he fight 5 times a year. Like, he ain't playing. He like, hey, if I knocked out this person in the second round, I need to be fighting on the next card next. I don't need to wait a whole year or 3 months. I can fight right now.
And that guy is very, very defensively responsible.
Oh yeah.
I see a totally different fighter in Abdul than I see in Carmel.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when I seen Carmel getting hit with those shots flush like that because he wanted to exchange, I start hearing voices from the shadow realm. I heard some voices coming from the shadow realm. So,
all right now.
Get up.
Yeah, Abdullah Mesa, I agree. He got one thing I like about him, he patient. Like, he lets it come to him. You got a lot of these young fighters too, they driven off a KO because initially, they want to get a name, and how you get a name is, KOs. People want to see KO, especially when you're young.
Yeah.
But he's real patient with it. And like his jab is crazy. Like, oh my God. Like, his jabs is like, it's like Apollo Creed level almost, like the impact of him. And then like you look up and he just gets you out of there.
Oh, he's like I hate to say it because this might be controversial to some people, but he's like a Ray. He's long, he's lengthy. He's not a Mayweather.
Yeah.
He's not a Tank. He's not that. He's an old school, rangy. Everything is real tight, real in the thing. He's watching, very patient. Real powerful. You know, they didn't do all that running and stuff back then. You see all them fights and stuff, like they're really dangerous.
Yeah.
Cut from that cloth, if you ask me. The way his body is set up, the way he's tall, big shoulders. Yeah, he's like a Sugar Ray. And I hate to say that because all the boxing fans are gonna say, oh, you can't really say that about him. I'm just talking about the way his style, the way his body composition is. I see that man in him.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? It could, like, it's like with boxing, it could be a second coming of a past fighter. Like that stuff happened on time. Like you got, like, for me, I think that Errol Spence was like a second coming of Aaron Pryor. Like they fought the same way. Aaron Pryor was I would say his defense was a little bit more. He didn't. I would say Spence's defense is a little bit more. But yeah, you have fighters like that where it's like the second coming. Like so I can see that the sky's the limit. He just got to, like you said, like you gotta stay patient. And just keep working. Like that's the main thing. Just work. Stay in that gym. Like
if you could summon any boxer from the past, who would you get? Who would you want to see a rendition of?
Ooh, any boxer from the past. I would say, like, how much of a reincarnation? Like little drops, or like, oh man, he looked just like him.
No, it don't matter. Just if you could see him fight again at their youth, and who would you go for? Like now, I would like to see that.
At their youth, man.
Yeah,
that's a good question. That's a good question.
I'll give you mine. I'll give you some time to think. I'll give you mine.
I will say I want to see another Pernell Whitaker.
Okay.
I want to see another Pernell Whitaker with a little bit more power.
Yeah. Well, I want to see another either George Foreman or Butterbean. I want to see another fat, out of shape heavyweight.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Andy Ruiz.
Yeah,
he was
weight.
But no, I would love to see another George Foreman. Seriously, just a big brute. Just you can't hit him with a century safe and knock him out.
Yeah,
you know, it's just I would love to see that again, especially against these guys we got now. Like that would just be everything. I would.
George Foreman, one of the best chins in the game too. Like one of the best chins in the game. Yeah, and then who was your second person you said again?
I want to see another Butterbean.
Hey, Butterbean did not care who he fought. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He went where he did it. Like he probably really didn't have no camp because he always stayed the same weight. Yep. Yeah. Stuff like that. Like boxing can be entertaining and serious at the same time. Yeah, that's I think that's for sure. We need those. We need those back. I think it's possible. Anything is possible when it comes to boxing.
Could you imagine Butterbean versus Anthony Joshua? I mean, who wouldn't watch that?
Right.
Yeah, who wouldn't watch that? We want to see.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have casual fans like, yeah, who's this big guy? Oh, he about to fight. I want to watch him.
Yeah. And that happened. We had Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Everybody said that he was going to lose. And guess what? Anthony Joshua got stopped.
And even Anthony Joshua was surprised. He like, when he got knocked out that second time, he had that look like, what's going on?
He said, what did he hit me with?
What's going on? But that's man, I'm glad you brought up Butterbean. I remember him when I was a kid.
Man, we put him on a video game. Get Butterbean.
Yeah. So if y'all just tuning in, this is the Resilient Radio Stream YouTube channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You know, me and G, we always cook like this. We're gonna be cooking like this for a while. So y'all make sure y'all just tune in. Also, if you like music, if you love music, go ahead and check out the Resilient Radio Stream application. Go ahead and download it, or you can go to the website www.resilientradio.com. You know what I found out, G? So I was on the Resilient Radio Stream app, and they got a music request on there where you can go right on there and like you can just type any song you want to hear, and it gets put into a list, and then it plays. So shout out to Resilient J for actually adding that feature, because no slight against other radios, but sometimes they play the same music. With Resilient Radio, they play all types of music.
They not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us. They're not like us.
Exactly.
All day.
Yeah, all day. So yeah, before we get to this last one, we're gonna go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors, and we'll be back.
Cars, homes, even buildings. And check this out. All products are eco-friendly. So go ahead and go on the website and book an appointment, or if you have further concerns and questions, go ahead and send an email. The secret is out. Everyone is using Potty products. Potty products toilet paper is 2-ply and has 450 sheets per roll. And it won't clog your toilet because it's septic safe. You can get same day, next day delivery, or shipping when you log on and place an order at potty-products.com. Spend $48 and get free shipping, or subscribe on the site and get free monthly shipping. Remember to use Potty products.
All right, so we are back. So like I said, every episode, if you have a business that you want us to advertise, go ahead and hit us up at bossandheadsllc@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and do it. And, we are here at the most largest growing streaming channel, which is the Resilient Radio Stream YouTube channel. And me and G, we cooking, we got a toast to, all the fighters who fought, came out the ring okay. No injuries, nobody passed away, and for the ones that went to the shadow realm and then they came back with us to reality. Cheers. All right, G. So this one, we gonna do this one. This one is our fantasy fights, man. So I can start this off if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, basically what we gonna do right now is we gonna pick our fantasy fights, and it could be from any generation. I'm gonna go ahead and start mine off, but I'm gonna switch over to the women's division. And I'm kind of mad because, not mad, but I'm kind of disappointed because the fight could have happened, but since the GOAT just moved up to heavyweight, it won't happen. I wanted to see Clarissa Shields versus Alicia Baumgartner.
Yeah,
I think that would have, man, what? And right, you know how big that would have been for Michigan.
For Detroit, for Michigan, the Little Caesars Arena, that whole little area would have been crazy.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like, the GOAT, she moving up to heavyweight, she about to go ahead and take over another division. So I don't see her moving up that high, and I don't see Alicia moving up or that high. I don't see Clarissa moving down. So that's just one of those things that we'll have to just fantasize about. But who would you think in that fight? Who do you have in that fight, though, if they was to fight?
Clarissa.
Yeah. She bad.
So the thing is, with this fight, the event would be bigger than what the fight actually is, and we would know that coming into it. Yep. I mean, we're talking about somebody who's literally next fight is heavyweight. Yeah. We're talking about somebody right now who's, lightweight.
Around there.
Yeah, it's exactly what you said it was, brother.
Yeah.
It's a fight that, I think Alicia kind of, she got some good promo and stuff off of that, but that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't go up 2 weight classes to fight the greatest woman of all time. Not even so, yeah, I don't think that would have been a good thing for her. I would have loved to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's, come on now.
And just for the people that's watching that was wondering, like, why is they call her the greatest woman of all time? Listen, Clarissa Shields is the GOAT, like, for real. She's won a gold medal twice. She's only lost 1 amateur fight, and the person that she lost that amateur fight against, Savannah Marshall, she already beat her. Like, what was that? Last year she beat her? Yeah, she beat her last year or 2 years ago. Yeah.
If you didn't see the Savannah Marshall, versus, if you want to see Clarissa Shields' best fight, look up Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. Me and the Queen, we watched it, and when I tell you, we were glued to the screen. It's that Rocky story. It's that, and she was the you know, she was the favorite anyway. But Savannah, she came out in some Tyson Fury flicking the jab, you know, and she's a big girl. And when I tell you, Clarissa had to go in that bag, and that's when she did that. I said, okay, now I can assess her as the GOAT. She's the greatest woman of all time for sure.
Yep. And then on top of this, like people don't, a lot of boxing fans, well, if you're just a boxing fan or a casual, like Clarissa Shields has been an undisputed champ in 3 different divisions. Now, yeah, she is the first woman fighter to do that, but she is the first fighter, just period, to ever do that. So that makes her the GOAT. So if anybody watching was like, man, why these boxing here? I was like, why CJ and G calling her the GOAT? That's why she's the GOAT. Like, and when she talk her junk and when she talk her talk, she can talk. She can say whatever she want to say. Like, let her talk. Let her talk, because she deserved it, and she show up in that ring all the time.
Yeah, she crossed over to MMA. I mean,
yep.
Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
MMA go to boxing. Boxing don't go to MMA.
Yep.
Clarissa did.
Yep.
Well,
so I'm gonna switch up on you, G. What's one of your fantasy fights?
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go for the gusto. And I didn't even tell you about this one. I told you about my first one, but I didn't tell you about my fantasy fight. Tank Davis at 140 versus Terrence Crawford at 140. Tank don't care about height. He fought Barrios.
Yeah, he fought Barrios.
Neither one of them back it down. Tenacity. We talking about skill, timing, patience. I just want to see who gonna act crazy first.
Yeah.
Tank Davis versus Terrence Crawford at 140. Terrence got a lot of reach. I get it. He's built weird at 140. His hands is down by his knee or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But guess what? It's Tank, the same one you just seen walk Frank down.
Exactly.
The same one you seen beat some greats, beat some good fighters, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, look at when he got his first belt. When he fought what's the tall guy, lanky dude? Mexican guy, Mohawk.
Was that Pedraza?
Pedraza.
Yeah.
He fought Pedraza. Look at his timing. Pedraza wasn't hitting him with all that range he had. Real height disadvantage.
Yeah.
Tank Davis, 140. Terrence Crawford at 140.
Oh, I'm trying to think who I will pick on that. That's, I'm gonna have to go to that fight because I gotta hear somebody go to the shadow realm. I gotta hear it.
Breaking, and ain't no breaking Tank, and ain't no breaking Crawford. My thing is, we saw Crawford get clipped and touch the canvas.
We did.
We saw it.
We did.
I don't think Crawford
they didn't count it, but he touched
Crawford ain't got hit by nobody with Tank Davis power. I'm seeing y'all talk tough to each other too.
Yep. And just to validate his power, when Tank Davis sparred Sean Porter said
that's what
that power is real. He said the power is real.
Yeah. So y'all put in the comments who y'all got on that fantasy fight right there. Tank Davis 140 versus Terrence Crawford 140. Don't be irrational. Don't think about it. Think about the temperament of both fighters.
Right.
Think about what they both accomplished, who they fought, who they matched up to. Give me your honest answer.
You know what? I can't even give it. That's something I will just sit back and just watch. I have to sit back and watch that.
It's exactly what we just called it. It's a fantasy fight.
Yeah. Man, that's a ultimate fantasy fight right there.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and that press conference. Oh, they're gonna be talking. Oh, they're gonna be talking too. They're gonna be talking. And they both got that chip on their shoulder. Like fighters, like legendary fighters who are just never satisfied. Like Terrence Crawford is never satisfied. Like Terrence Crawford is like 2-time undisputed in the 4-bit era. Like, and you can tell like he's not satisfied. Like he just like, you just have fighters that just got that fighting spirit in them, and it's like, what's next? That's how Bud is.
I also feel like Terrence Crawford just feels like he deserves a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I think he spent the beginning of his boxing career with a not so great promotional team.
Yeah.
And maybe they are a good promotional team, but they just didn't do him well. So I feel like now that he's made some bigger accolades that the world can see, now he's like, okay, now I'm in a position where I can actually go and get that back. That was the reason for the David Avocado fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was mad that he didn't fight Spin sooner, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I understand that. And now that's why he's like, Canelo. He's like, I'm going to 154. I want to fight the champion. Because now he's just now getting in that seat where he's seeing these big gains. He doesn't have to, he's his own boss right now. And shout out to Terrence Crawford. I wasn't saying that a long time ago, but I had to give you your flowers.
Yeah.
You did your thing. And, I wish you the best. And fight Tank at 140 before you retire.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what? That may be a fantasy, man, because I don't think
no, he's never
sucking. When as soon as Tank fought Barrios, he was like, I'm not going to 140. He was like, it's too big. Like, but you never know. I think Tank will go up and fight if
Barrios is huge too.
Say the right words.
Barrios is huge.
Yep.
He probably was in that fight at 54.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was at 140. Yeah, when he came in, it's like, Mayweather was like, dang, look at him. He's standing next to Lubin. They the same size.
Basically.
So, and that just shows you what type of power Tank got.
Yeah.
But I ain't trying to get too far off track. I want to, keep
right.
it on the
How we know. We just cook.
That's a fight, though.
Yeah. You got me thinking about that now. I don't know why I ain't think about taking on, but
no, they was talking to each other at one point. I'm like,
oh yeah, they was. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another fantasy fight for me. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier. You know what? I'm gonna just say it, man, because it was supposed to happen. Deontay Wilder versus AJ, man.
Okay. I know what'll happen. It's a fantasy fight for a reason, though. So we don't have to always just say who will win. But no, that would be good. Obviously, it doesn't look like we'll get that.
Yeah.
I think the promotional companies understand with the heavyweights that you have to fight these guys because there's not a lot of them. Yeah. So, I mean, I think Deontay absolutely gets sent to the shadow realm.
Yeah, for sure.
He's too precise. He's too strong. After his defeat, I just seen AJ flip a switch where he didn't care about the fans anymore. He didn't care about the lights, the glamour, the glitz. He got super serious. And when he did that, that's when we see him become a masterful boxer. He went down to Texas and got with Derrick James. His whole game plan just kind of switched up. And now, I don't really count the fight where he just knocked out Ngannou. I don't think that was a true test for him. But I do know he's about to fight Dubois.
Yeah.
Dubois is coming out with a very good win versus Big Baby.
Yeah, he been having some good fights.
This is a true test where we can actually put another stripe on AJ if so victorious. So but again, that's a good matchup though. But I think Deontay Wilder absolutely gets sent to the shuttle rim.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I know we was talking about like the middle of the year. We celebrating this middle of the year, and boxing has been on a good run. What would you like to see like at the end of the year? So December, what would you like to see like happen or accomplished in boxing? It could be like a fighter winning or anything. Like what would you like to see?
So at the end of the year, what I would like to see is just a showdown. I would like to see one of those promotional company versus promotional company showdowns where you bring your best stable from, say, a top rank where we got the best heavyweight, the middleweights, we got the lightweight, we got the flyweight, and just run up a whole card. PBC versus top rank, or Matchroom and Eddie and them versus PBC. Like where we can go and see our favorite fighters just once a year at the end of the year. Most of these fighters these days only fight one time a year anyway. Let's everybody can tune in. It could be like an America, or we could do America versus Europe. We could do America versus Russia.
Yeah,
bring it on. Let's We don't have to wait to the Olympics where they're just fighting when they're young, trying to get in the boxing game. Let's really take the sport to its highest level, where it's like, you know, we got the best in America. We got Hank, AJ. We got, you know, Clarissa Shields. We got all
mix it up.
Who's in this? We got Crawford on one card, and we sending our best Americans to wipe out everybody in Europe. Or that would be crazy. Can you imagine how many fans would be there?
Yes, and you know what?
Oh,
it's a fantasy, but it can happen with the Prince, because the Prince will make that play happen.
Yes, 2 different countries going at it. Where you going? You're gonna have to have that in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah,
at the Opera House. You're gonna need some seats, bro, because it's gonna go wild.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see once a year. Let's just go out with a banger. Why we gotta keep waiting? Why we gotta be this and that? You know, let these promotional companies come together some type of way where we can have that happen, where everybody, you know, is winning.
They're gonna have to, because I mean, you want to keep the fire going this year for boxing.
Yeah. I think boxing just needs some more things, bro.
Yeah, it do.
Let's stop the, you know, we in America, you know, we got some really, really, really good fighters. I think some of the best fighters in the world for real. But instead of just Devin Haney versus Tank and all this stuff from East Coast to West Coast, let's put all our money together and all that together and our talents together, and let's just go wipe out the rest of the world.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You want to be a world champion? Like, let's have a whole team. Yeah.
So, you know, I'm about to tell you something. This is like what I want to see, and this is a part of my therapy, bro. Because you know, I took it bad. I took it hard when Spence got beat. I would like to see Spence as a champ at 154 by the end of this year. That's what I really want to see. Like, it's a comeback story, but it's some things that, like, I'm a big fan, so, but I'm gonna be real too. I'm a realist too. Like, he gotta really dig deep. Like, for one, like, he need to get that physical therapy that he hasn't got yet from the car accident. He needs to go get physical therapy. That's one thing. The other thing is he got to get, so you know, him and Derek James has parted ways. He got to get the right trainer. And it can't be a trainer that changed him. Like, he's too deep in his career now. He's towards the end to where you don't want to be having somebody changing your style up at the end of your career. So he needs the right person. You know, I said Ronnie Shields, but you know, that's who I said will be good for him. But I really think that he needs to go back to his roots. Go back to Blu-ray. Quit complaining about push-ups. I mean, we know you're older. Just kick it with him like, hey, Blue, you know, I can't do 800 push-ups like you had me doing when I was 24. But let's create something to where I still get the same results, but it's not too much.
Yeah,
but that's what I want to see,
and that's great. But you know, these are fighters, right? You know, you can look at fighters' temperament. Well, we can, because we've been watching this stuff for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
I look at videos of Errol Spence from back in the day, and I look at him now, just the stuff that he say, the tone of his voice, how he sounds.
Yeah.
He has peaked in his career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He has peaked.
Yeah.
And he peaked before the Terrence Crawford fight. And we start seeing this thing kind of his temperament. I mean, I think he probably used the rest of the dog he had in him to get through that Terrence Crawford little fight a little bit after. But like, when I see him, I don't see that dog no more, bro.
Yeah, man.
I don't see it. And so it's the demeanor, it's the carelessness, and when he shrugs and he has that demeanor on him, I don't feel like he's hungry no more. Yeah. And for a fighter, that can be some of the most dangerous feeling ever, because you're used to it now. Same reason they don't send soldiers that took a whole bunch of tours who don't have that scaredness in them no more. Yeah. They don't send soldiers on tours no more because that same fear and that kept you alive.
Yeah.
I just see that in him no more. So I feel like Errol needs to keep himself in enough shape where he'll be safe in there, fight his fights, get paid, go live his life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. And that's hard for me to say because I'm literally, you already know how I got down.
Yeah.
Every single Errol 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I know how he moves. I know, and I care about him that much where I really want him to live a good life and, move on. But I also do want to see him fight again. I don't want to see him retire on an L. Fight again. Don't go so dangerous. Fight your fight. Get your money, and new ones come up. Start training. I already see he's doing promo now. He's a promoter.
Yeah.
So, and that should tell you that he's what he said it himself. He said, I actually like promoting. I had fun this weekend with Frank. And I see myself doing this.
And I'm glad to hear that, because that tells you got some fighters who they need a few tickets to the shadow realm to know that it's time to hang it up. And you got some fighters that find other stuff to do, like you got other fighters that's into like to buying property in the real estate. They got businesses and stuff. I like to see that with fighters because I don't want you jumping in the ring just to get a check. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because now you willing to get knocked upside the head, regardless of your condition, to see a check, and then you might not even see that check.
Might not. Yep. You see what happened?
The shadow realm is tired of seeing fighters, and
the shadow realm is a real thing.
Yeah,
you see what happened with Tank versus Garcia, not Ryan. The other Tank hit him so hard.
Yeah, he said he couldn't see.
He wasn't knocked out. He was up. Am I lying?
No.
He said he hit me so hard, he knocked the visual out of the audio.
Yeah. His trainer did a good job. Like, yeah, that's it.
He knocked this HDMI cord loose.
No signal.
No signal. Stop playing with these fighters. Stop playing. Man.
Yeah, but we laugh, but we all want everybody to be safe. But hey, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, man.
So we'll see what the rest of the year brings us. Before we wrap it up, you got anything you want to touch on? Anything you want to say?
Not really. I just want to say stay tuned to, I'm always a stickler for the young guys coming up, yo. Yeah, we always, we love to see the big fights, the Tank Davises, the Du Bois, the Anthony Joshua, that one's coming up. We love these big fights. Yes, I do too. We all do. These are the fights that get the family together. Yep. I'm down here in Houston, Texas. Trust me, when it's a big fight, like they had a place down here. I ain't trying to get off subject, but they had a place down here. Me and Maya we went to go see the Spence versus Crawford. Bro, it was a bar downstairs, TV, big old jumbo screen outside. Yeah. They had a pool out there. Like they had like 6 fuel trucks. So again, these big fights, these are the ones that really bring us together. But don't lose track of the up and coming fighters, guys. They need us just as well as the big names do too. They're very entertaining, very fast, very sharp, and you get to see them soon, sooner before everybody else, before the other fans get to them, and then they're just untouchable. Yeah. And I like the fact that I can DM them, text them, hey man, you doing good? I like to see you on top. That's so fun because boxers are not like NBA players. They're not like that big of a celebrity until you get to like Mayweather, Pacquiao, Crawford, Spence, Joshua. Yeah, like those guys you're not talking to them. But these other fighters, they'll hit you back, text you back. And I just love that part. I love to see the growth. So yeah, pay attention to the young fighters, but that's really it. That's all I got to say.
Oh no, you was right on point with that. I just want to see these fighters continue to fight each other. I think we really seeing fighters fight each other now, and I'm gonna be real. We got to give a shout out to I think Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford broke that mold. Even though it was the way it was. At least
they tried to.
That mold.
At least they tried to.
Yeah.
I think they too. Again, yes, it's the fighters, but it's still up to the promotional company as well. You got to understand these contracts with these boxers, just like any other sport, are getting bigger and bigger. So if they're getting bigger and bigger, they're putting more money to sign these fighters. They're not just going to run them into a Tank Davis. They're not going to run them into a big fight that they're used to. So the fans who don't really understand that, let's stop complaining about the fights that we don't have and start paying attention to the fights that we do have. That's what I would like to say.
Yeah.
If the fight hasn't been made yet, just leave it alone. When they announce it, then we can analyze. We'll give you our analogies on the breakdown and all that. Yeah. But if it ain't happening yet, let's just leave it alone, guys. If they're fighting, a fighting fighter is the best fighter that we have.
Yep.
So
that's a fact.
Yeah. If they fight, if it's a fighter out here fighting 2-3 times a year, especially 3 times a year, that's what I want to watch.
Yep.
Win, lose, or draw. That's what I want to see, because I want to be off work in front of my TV, me and my spouse watching boxing.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. And I agree with that. Fighters, y'all stay healthy. Everybody stay healthy and stay smart. Be smart. You got families on. Know when to hang it up. And Boxing Heads will be here to give you the exclusive on everything, whether you get sent to the shadow realm or whether you make it, a whole 12 rounds. But
don't get your HDMI cord knocked loose.
Yep. No signal. But with that being said, this is your host CJ and G. This is Boxing Head Podcast. Like I said, keep it boxing, keep it in the square circle. Till next time.
All right, we out.
If you taking jabs in life, you ain't got a puncher's chance. Watch me lay these hands like a preacher gained a bunch of fans. Ain't about who the favorite, who the best, they a bunch of stands. Know I'm highly favored cause these fists got me out mini jam. They say fight the power, but I got power to fight now. Know we gon' be barking at the way and tell them pipe down. Jab, right hook.